We have some serious rain showers coming our way. Severe thunderstorms in Smethport and Bradford, Pennsylvania. We'll have those full weather updates for you later on in the 6 o'clock report. WVTT's top international story today. It's not only rainy here in Olean, but also heavy rains have pelted North China's Inner Mongolian region since Tuesday night. There are pools of water in numerous road sections in downtown areas of the regional capital, with the maximum depth reaching about 2 meters. Flights to a handful of different airports in the region have been delayed because of the rainstorm, with more than 100 passengers stranded. The local Fire Prevention Bureau sent 190 fire engines and almost 1,200 rescuers to help rescue flood-stranded vehicles and pedestrians. We're now hearing the police and fire officials' conversations between dispatchers during the chaotic moments right after last week's movie theater massacre. As Randy Kane reports, there was a lot of confusion and a development response time for medical personnel.
Aurora police arrive at the scene of the shooting within 3 minutes of the emergency call. 5.5 minutes later, police make their first request for an ambulance.
We need rescue inside the auditorium, multiple victims.
Copy.
About 2 minutes later, another call for first responders, this time to treat a child who is critical and inside Theater 9.
I've got a child victim. I need rescue at the back door of Theater 9 now.
Back door of Theater 9, we'll start him.
Unable to wait any longer, police start moving victims outside on their own.
We're bringing out bodies now. Get someone to the back as soon as you can. Rescue personnel, I got at least 3 to 7 hits.
Medics are again requested for the child police are worried about.
Again, PD is requesting medical personnel in Theater 9. They have a child down and cannot evacuate.
Quick-thinking police start transporting those critically injured to hospitals in police cars.
Metro 10, Lincoln 25. Do I have permission to start taking some of these victims via car? I got a whole bunch of people shot out here, no rescue. Yes, load them up, get them in cars, get them out of here.
At this point, more than 5 minutes have passed since the first request for paramedics to treat the critically injured child inside Theater 9. Still no first responders. Another plea for help from police.
We have one. We cannot move in Theater 9. Get an ambulance crew in here as soon as they're available.
The Aurora Fire Department's first responders are on the scene just 5 minutes after the shooting. But for far too long, they are blocked from getting to the theater and those most critical by those less injured. A sea of wounded victims streaming into the parking lot stops paramedics in their tracks, leaving the most critical patients at the theater untreated. Aurora Fire Captain Al Robnett wouldn't go on camera with us, but told the Denver Post, quote, "They were overwhelmed with patients. Patients were running towards them. They were covered with blood. We cannot move past a patient to get to another patient." Remember the child police say is in desperate need of a medic? Another request for help goes out.
PD is again requesting emergent medical to the back of the theater.
I copy that. I'm just trying to get things under control here.
And another.
Sir, I apologize again. PD is asking for emergent medical to the back of the theater. I believe that they have another party inside Theater 9 that they can't evacuate, which is the child, but they have 10 parties down behind the theater, is what they're saying.
At this point, they are about 20 minutes into the shooting chaos. Still, no rescue teams on site at Theater 9. Emma Goose managed to escape the theater. She told Anderson Cooper about one critical victim she saw wandering the parking lot untreated.
He was asking for help and no one would stop to help him, and I thought, well, I have to at least talk to him. I'm not trained in paramedics at all, but I should talk to him. And I went over and he had been hit in the head.
Dispatch tapes also indicate a breakdown in communication between police and fire. Police clearly knew there were dozens shot, but a fire commander tells dispatch there are perhaps just 20 victims.
Do we have an approximate patient count at all?
I'm just trying to sort out right now. I'm hearing 10 here, 4 here. I'm going to go with 20 for right now. Let's just go with 20 people so we can get this verified.
22 minutes into this, rescue teams and the fire department are still clearly overwhelmed.
We have 9 shots. If we can get any ambulances to stage unstable, we can get them over to the ambos. Okay. Just stand by. Let me get this sorted out. I'll get you with you in just a minute. Just hang on.
Finally, nearly 24 minutes after shots fired, Ambulances arrive at the theater's back door.
All right, I'm rolling in now.
Randy Kay, CNN, Aurora, Colorado.
There's an amazing new space telescope being developed that's going to be capable of seeing faraway planets. Canada is playing a big part in NASA's project, and Ron Charles got a closer look.
Canadian researchers and engineers spent the past 10 years working on this, their contribution to what will be the largest ever space telescope. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope will be 7 times bigger than the aging Hubble telescope, allowing it to peer even deeper into the universe. To do that, it has an array of mirrors 7 meters across. But to point those mirrors in the right direction, it will use a highly precise Canadian-made camera.
Our cameras are capable of noticing changes of direction of the telescope of 1/1,000,000th of a degree. That is looking from one side to the other of a dime placed 1,000 kilometers away.
NASA officials say Canada's Fine Guidance Sensor, or FGS, will be the reason scientists will get results from the telescope.
All of those results bear the imprint of the successful hardware contribution that Canada is giving today, because none of it would be possible without the FGS's capabilities.
The Canadian contribution will also include a sensor called NERIS that can look at the earliest and faintest objects in the history of the universe and analyze the atmospheres of faraway rocky planets.
In short, NERIS will be capable of identifying habitable worlds. So this is a very exciting time.
Don't get too excited just yet. The James Webb Telescope isn't scheduled to launch until 2018. Ron Charles, CBC News, Toronto.
Sports is next with WVTT's Derek Smith. You're not going to want to miss this one. Don't go anywhere.